So today I'm back in my lie down on the bed position, and I'm going to tell you about Star Wars. So Star Wars. I'm going to tell you about the original movie, which is actually Episode 4. So I'm going to tell you the story about that. So we start off the movie. Rebels have been a rebel spaceship has been invaded by Imperial troops. The Imperial troops break into their spaceship and they shoot down most rebels. They shoot the rebels. So all the rebels end up either being shot dead or captured by the Empire. And the person that these clones are, sorry, stormtroopers at this stage, are after is Princess Leia. She has these hidden plans about the Death Star. If you see Rogue One, which was released a lot more recently, it shows you that the Empire was trying to get those plans, and you know, so this episode happens just after the end of Rogue One, and R2D2 and C3PO, they have the plans, and they're kind of, it's funny, they're kind of not really involved in the fighting. The I think the stormtroopers are sort of trying to take out the rebels first, and then they're gonna go after the droids. So right now the droids seem to just run through the whole fighting scenes without getting harmed. And personally, I think the stormtroopers are trying to trying to miss them on purpose because they need the information from them. But anyway, so Princess Leia gets stunned. She gets shot. It's just a shot. The shot is set for stun, so she gets captured, and the clones C3PO and R2D2, they get away, or the droids, I should say, and they get into the escape pod, and they end up on a desert planet called Tatooine. And on Tatooine, they get there and they walk for a while. They get into an argument and they kind of split up. They head off in separate directions, but they both end up getting captured by these Jawas who drive this really big, this like golden kind of truck around. But then again, there's no traffic, and well, there's very little traffic on Tatooine. It's a very isolated planet. But anyway, so they end up getting sold to farmers. Luke Skywalker is the son of that family. I don't know how they're farmers. How could you grow anything on Tatooine? That I just don't understand. But anyway, so they get sold to Luke Skywalker and his uncle and aunt, and the thing is, R2D2 says he wants to visit a person called Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Uncle Owen says he wants R2D2 to get his memory erased, probably because he doesn't want Luke getting into contact with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, because Owen Lars is sort of against the whole Jedi thing. He thinks it's very dangerous, and he knew what happened to his father. So anyway, so what they do then is the next morning, R2D2 heads off in the desert on his own looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Luke and C3PO have to go looking for him, and they find him out in the wilderness. And just as Luke finds the R2D2, he gets hit on the head by one of the Sand People, and he gets knocked unconscious. And just after he gets knocked unconscious, Obi-Wan Kenobi comes and scares the Sand People away. He gets Luke, and Luke kind of wakes up, and so over there, Obi-Wan brings Luke into his cave, and they start talking about things. They're there with the two droids, and Obi-Wan tells him that he was a Jedi, and he tells him how his father died, which is, well, it's obviously a lie. Darth Vader is his father, as you'll find out later on. But tells him all about this kind of crap and how he wants to take on the Empire and save the Princess Leia and stuff like that, and how he wants to go to Alderaan. He doesn't realize that Alderaan has actually been destroyed, or will be destroyed shortly. He wants Luke to join him in the fight against the Empire, but Luke says, "Oh, I can't do that. I need to go back and help on the farm." But then he goes back to the farm and he sees that Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru have been just killed by stormtroopers. Okay, so then he goes back to Obi-Wan and says, "Right, I'm gonna go with you. There's nothing for me in Tatooine now. I have to head on my way." And he does that, and they head over to Mos Eisley Cantina. They meet a guy called Han Solo and Chewbacca, and they make a deal. Obi-Wan Kenobi says he'll, it costs him something like 10 grand or 10,000 to get up to Alderaan, but Obi-Wan doesn't have that money, so he says we'll give you 2 grand now and 17 when we get to Alderaan, because he knows that if he goes over to Alderaan and helps the princess, well, the princess is gonna is part of a very wealthy family, so the family will compensate Obi-Wan Kenobi for traveling up to Alderaan. I find that very strange. How when Obi-Wan was a Jedi, he seemed to be able to travel across the galaxy so easily, but now he can't even afford to travel to Alderaan. He needs to get Luke to sell his speeder or whatever it's called to afford to pay for a fifth of the trip. But anyway, so they head off. They head over to Alderaan, but Alderaan's been destroyed, and they end up getting too close to the Death Star. They get pulled in by the tractor beam, and they're on the Death Star, and they have to hide because Obi-Wan Kenobi is with them. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a well-known Jedi. Of course, Darth Vader. After what he did to Darth Vader in the previous movie, I think it's fair to say that he'd have no problem killing Obi-Wan or anyone who's with him. So yeah, they have to hide. The shit they hide. What they do is like they take out the flooring, and they hide like underneath the floor, in like the basement of the ship, and the clones can't, or the stormtroopers can't find them. So what they do is they kill some of the stormtroopers who've gone looking for them, and they put on their uniform and they pretend that they're stormtroopers, and with their secret intention is to free the princess and Princess Leia, and they do that. Obi-Wan heads on his way, tries to turn off the tractor beam, so they can escape later on. The two droids are left hiding in a room for some reason. So Han Solo and Luke travel around the Death Star, and I find it amazing how the Emperor wasn't able to catch them. I think Leia said that later on that they let the three of them escape, and that makes the most amount of sense because either that or the clone troopers are just handicaps. Okay, they can't shoot for shit. I mean, there's scenes where they're just standing still, shooting at them, and the clones just can't catch them. Can't hit them. So yeah, Luke goes in. They rescue the princess. While they rescue the princess, Obi-Wan Kenobi fights Darth Vader. In a fight that so a fight where Obi-Wan lets Darth Vader beat him. Okay, he's fighting Darth Vader, and he looks to his right, and he sees Luke Skywalker and everybody else in the gang watching. He just smiles at them, and he just stops and lets Darth Vader kill him. And Darth Vader kills him, and then Luke shouts, "No!" And all the stormtroopers start shooting at Luke, and Luke just stands still in shock, but then starts shooting back at the clones, and he's not even moving, he's just standing there. He's a free target, and the stormtroopers somehow keep missing him, which makes me feel they must have let him escape so they could maybe trace them back to their rebel base or something. So yeah, and eventually, Darth Vader, after killing Obi-Wan, he's so happy and about killing Obi-Wan, he doesn't even notice all the other people, what's going on beside him. He's just standing there, delighted that he killed Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan's the one who put him in the suit. You have to remember that. But anyway, so the rebels, they get into the Millennium Falcon and they escape. Two TIE fighters go after them, but they managed to destroy them both, or maybe it was three, I can't remember. But anyway, so what they do is then they travel to another planet. I actually cannot remember the name of that planet. But yeah, so it's the rebel base is there, and they talk about how they're going to go up and destroy the Death Star, because they now have the plans, and the plans show them that there's a a 2 meter gap, a hole in the Death Star, and if they shoot something in there, laser torpedoes into that hole, then the whole thing will blow up. So they realize that the Death Star is not indestructible. It has a weakness, and they have to exploit that weakness if they want to destroy the Death Star. So they all get up, and Han Solo kind of refuses to take part in the fight because he thinks it's suicide. And Luke isn't happy, but he must go up and fight with the rebels. So they're fighting. They go up to the Death Star and they try to destroy the Death Star, and the TIE fighters try to fight them off. Plenty of people die. You know, and at one stage, Luke Skywalker's through for the kill. And he uses this computer system that tells him how far away the hole is. But then Obi-Wan says to him, "Use the Force, Luke." Or no, was it "Trust your feelings, Luke"? So Luke turns off his computer, and he's gonna decide where he's gonna wait until he can see the hole himself with his own eyes. And so Luke Skywalker is through. He's about to hit the. He's getting close to the hole. Darth Vader is just about to shoot him dead when Han Solo comes out of nowhere and goes, "Yahoo!" And he shoots Darth Vader's. Well, he shoots the two TIE fighters that are alongside Darth Vader, but Darth Vader doesn't get. He doesn't shoot Darth Vader. Darth Vader kind of flies away somewhere else. Because I think the TIE fighters have been shot. They spin around. They confuse Darth Vader. Darth Vader goes flying away, and then Luke's through, and he shoots his torpedoes into the hole. The Death Star blows up. And then he travels back to that planet. I can't remember the name of it, but on this planet where the Rebel base is based, they're given medals for their bravery. But I find that kind of funny how they moved base, because they seem to change the Rebel base to a snow planet called Hoth in the next movie, Episode 5. And yes, that's it. That's Star Wars Episode 4 in a nutshell.